All right, here we are, part two. Now, before we go into the part two, let me just do a quick review of everything that we've seen so far. From beginning, here we are, World War One, trench warfare is what it's known for. Man, all right, United States, we were neutral in the war. Here's Old Man of the Sea, Uncle Sam. All right, Old Man of the Sea, neutral. We don't want to be in the war, but things will bring us into the war, like the sinking of the Lusitania. Now, check out this political cartoon. Here's the Lusitania. And here's the real story. Can't you see I'm a bloomin' Yankee? What is that boat? Actually, on the Lusitania, which was a passenger ship, there was a bunch of weapons being hidden in the bottom. The Germans thought that was the way it was, so they blew it up. The Germans were justified. They should have blown it up. It had a bunch of weapons on it. Who cares? It's got 100 Americans on it. Hey, you're killing Americans. We got to go to war. All right, and then don't forget the Zimmerman note. That also brought us into the war. All right, check this out, the Great Migration. Check out, take a look at this. A lot of Africans in southern states will leave and go to major cities and looking for jobs all over the place. The Great Migration will change the demographics or the makeup of the United States. Check it out. Going all to these big cities. Yep, the Great Migration. Let's check this out. You remember the name of that act that silenced folks? I pledge allegiance. And silence about the war? What? That's not American. That goes against the First Amendment. That was the Espionage Act. That's right. And here you see Eugene V. Debs. All right, trying to be president, our socialist president. He shouldn't have been president anyways. Stinking socialist. Anyways, here he is in jail. Remember how long he was in jail? Remember how long? 10 years. Now, this next photograph, this is Eugene V. Debs. The way I remember him, his middle initial is V. And he reminds me of what he looks like. This dude has the largest nose in the world. Eugene V. Debs has the largest nose in the world. And here he is, everybody. The Eugene V. Debs. Well, oh, there he is. There he is. The Eugene V. Debs. Look at that thing. Look at that honker. You got to be kidding. Eugene V. Debs. What a face to remember. Wow, we stick him in jail for 10 years. Bet he tripped over himself a couple times, that bad boy. All right, Espionage Act. Espionage Act. Oh my gosh, taking liberty away. Ooh, pretty deepness here. All right. Eugene. All right, now I lied to you. No, Eugene V. Debs does not have the largest nose in the world. This is the real guy. Giving, I know. What is he doing here? He's giving a speech, talking bad about America, talking about bad America in World War I. And we're going to put him in jail again for 10 years. I just love it. Check him out. Eugene V. Debs. You got to love that. Woo-wee. All right. 18th Amendment will be passed. 18th Amendment will ban the buying and selling of alcohol in America. Check it out. Check out this. This is an actual photograph of a busy street. Prohibition takes effect July 1st. You better come buy now because this stuff's only 6 more days. You better come buy your liquor now because you won't have it after a week. You won't have it no more. And America literally could not buy and sell alcohol anymore. Check out the ladies. Now, you saw this picture before, the lovely ladies. And we looked at these faces because they remind you of a few of our students like Nolan and a few of those others like Eli. There's Eli right there. All right. Anyways, lips that touch liquor shall not touch ours. So this is showing you that women are leading this prohibition era, which started as, do y'all remember, it started with a T? The temperance movement. They're finally getting their way. Finally getting their way with the passage of the 18th Amendment. You can drink. All right, and then it will be repealed with another amendment. You don't have to know it, but it's worth knowing just for being a good American. The 21st Amendment will get rid of the 18th Amendment, and yes, you can drink again. All right, that takes us to our next topic. Get back to your notes. Pull them out, because I'm running out of time. All right. So, I'd like to start up here so you know where we are. This campaign well suited the progressive era's opposition to saloons. Congress passed the 18th Amendment, which prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of intoxicating liquors. Ratification of, now here's our next amendment. If you look on the board, you'll see it. The 19th Amendment, which gave which gave, this is a long sentence, right, a whole long sentence, women the right to vote, all right, was helped by the country's gratitude for women's economic contributions during the war. The women had, guess what they had done? During the war, they proved themselves by filling the jobs in the factories. They went and filled the jobs, and they built, I mean, they would build like a grenade. Women weren't building grenades before this. All right, so the women had filled jobs in factories that the war created after men volunteered and were drafted, like my daddy was, all right, were drafted into military service. That's right. So thank you, women, for helping us out during World War I. Without you, we would not have won World War I, and likewise in World War II. All right, so now that takes us to our next topic. Next topic is, check this word out, isolationism. Isolationism. All right, the next topic. Now, before the United States entered the war, before we got in the war, Wilson had given a speech in which he described, all right, this is going to be his plan, peace plan. He described 14 points, which he felt were key to avoiding future wars. One point called for the creation of an international, this is the definition of the word, you got to know this in a minute, of an international peacekeeping organization called you learned it last year, it's called the League, I can't spell again, of Nations, the League of Nations. So of the 14 points, one of them, he created an international peacekeeping organization called the League of Nations. It's a lot like what we have today. Anybody know what it's called? What do we have today? It's not League of Nations today. We have starts with a U, United Nations. That's right. So he came up with this idea. Remember that. The President of the United States came up with the League of Nations. Now, this is what happens. During the post-war treaty negotiations, after the war, there's going to be some negotiations. World War Wilson worked hard to get as many as possible of his 14 points included in the treaty, and it succeeded in securing the creation of the League of Nations. That's the only part of his 14 points that was actually passed. 1 through 13 was laughed at. All right, but the League of Nations actually passed them. But here's what's crazy. However, American, what do I want to put there? American opposition, American opposition to the League of Nations ultimately led the Senate to refuse to ratify the treaty. Refused to ratify the treaty. All right? Isolationists in the Senate believe that by joining the League of Nations, the United States would become involved in future conflicts in Europe and elsewhere. Though Wilson traveled across America to create public support for the treaty's ratification, the Senate eventually, what did they do? The Senate eventually rejected it. Now, if this doesn't make sense, let me make this plain and clear for you. Woodrow Wilson, our president, the United States of America, made the League of Nations, but guess what? We didn't join it. All these other countries, they're going to join the League of Nations. We don't join it. We make it, but we don't join it. You're like, what? That's right. Just because the president wants to do something doesn't mean we have to do it. The Senate said, no, you're not, Mr. President. We're not joining that stinking League of Nations. The United States, what did I want to put here? I forgot what I'm going to put here. All right. Yes, to kind of sum it up, here's the deal. Never joined the League of Nations, even though we made it. There you go, guys. If you go back and look at this again, you certainly may. Let me minimize this. Let's go look at some more of these little political cartoons. And, all right, so check out this. The 19th Amendment, that you see right here, is so important that it's actually been put on a stand. Ladies, your favorite amendment maybe is the 19th Amendment. The 19th Amendment, because it allows you to vote. You will be the last group of people in America that get to vote. Well, actually, there's still one more group of people that can't vote. Can you guess who they are? Who cannot vote? Look around the room. Who can't vote? That's right. You have to be of the age of 18. So if you're younger than 18, you can't vote still, and that's the way it is today. All right, check this out. This is, I would love to find this in some type of estate auction or something, but check this out. This is a book, and it's entitled this, How It Feels to Be the Husband of a Suffragette by him. So it's a man writing about having a wife that's supporting women being able to vote. Look what he says. He says, it's more fun and a whole lot more inspiration to have a suffragette wife. Check this out. All right. Here he answers the line of hooting men who yelled as he marched in the suffrage parade. Go on home and tend a baby. So it's other men making fun of him. His answer explains lucidly yet wittedly the man's side of suffrage. Anyways, it's a book. Find it. It'd be awesome to see. Check out this picture of some ladies. No self-respecting woman should wish or work for the success of a party that ignores her sex. Susan B. Anthony, which is on a lot of our coins. Yes, suffragettes right here. They finally get their way with the 19th Amendment. All right. It takes us to Wilson's 14 points. This is a big deal. Here's World War Wilson or Woodrow Wilson in the newspaper. Check it out. I wish I could see the date on this thing. Check it out. Germany asks peace on Wilson's 14 points. All right, so other things are going on. No peace talk until German troops leave France, Belgium, Russia. Anyways, newspaper about the 14 points. And the only point that was passed, the League of Nations. We don't ever join it, but we made it. Uh-oh, my class is about to end. Look at the League of Nations becomes my favorite picture of them all. The dog of war, the League of Nations. All right, guys, you get after it. Turn around, turn your paper over. Go ahead and answer the rest of part 2, and then complete the matching. Hope you learned something about World War I.